The day after, we're waiting on the state of Florida to come and inspect. At least the septic company is. Oh, sorry about that. Ding, 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 ding. Wake up! um, and I've got some cleanup to do once they get it all done. And then I think I'm going to take a day or two off. I'm tired. And I banged my ankle yesterday. Well, not really sure how I did it. You know, getting old is, you got to be careful. Sometimes I forget that I'm 63 and I, yeah, I hit the outside part of my ankle. And this morning, oh, there's a squirrel. Awesome. And I remember hitting it, but I don't know what I was doing. I was so enthralled with the fact that the last part of one of the last parts of the infrastructure was getting done that I just wasn't paying attention, you know. And good advice to you youngins: when you get old, be careful, because your mind thinks you're still young and your body says, oh, no, you're not. And so, yeah, um, it's not too bad. Uh, but I have mountain tangerine in my yard at the moment. Let me walk you out there and we'll take a look. And I might as well shut the truck off. There's no sense in wasting gas. And we're still dinging. Okay, yeah. My keys are in there. There you go. You happy now? So, I got my coffee. I got some gas. And there's a little bit of mess from lunch over there. I gotta burn that, but I don't want to do it. It's too close to his machine, and that machine, I guarantee, is over $1 million plus. And so, and it does, do a little bit of digging in. I'm sure he'll spread it out for me. And this is all sand out here, so looks like some critters got into the trash over here and did some rummaging around last night because I couldn't burn it. And there's where I'm staying, right there. And I made a bed, and I've got a nice, comfortable, queen-size bed in there, believe it or not. And a little desk slash kitchen area. I have a little toaster oven. I haven't set it up yet. And I just haven't gotten organized yet. I've only been out here not quite a month. I came out here right after the first of the year. And anyway, here is the septic system. And it's going to be a really short run. I'm going to have to move the house back probably, I don't know, 3 feet, which I have plenty of room to do. I just wanted to be, you know, more in the realm. It's going to be in an angle. There's a stake over there. There's a corner stake over there. It's going to be like a cabin. I'm building a very, very small house. It's going to be nice though, and I plan on adding to it later, you know. But as money becomes available, I'll add a screen porch, a covered screen porch, front and back, and maybe even a living room type area. But that is quite the hole. And that right there is quite the machine. I was thoroughly impressed. Look at the jaw. Look at that thumb. Look at that. Look at that beast. That thing is monstrous. And I tell you what, Brian knows how to run it, the owner of Turner's Septic. He knows how to run this thing. And so yeah, so looks like the critters got into my Wendy's and strew it around. I saw some cats out here last night, some neighbor cats. Oh, the robins are back again. There's one of them over there. They're kind of funny the way they hop around. They hop around like chickens. And there is Mount Tangerine. Oh my goodness. That's some good looking sand right there. The owner of the septic company told me, he goes, right across from me, we used to buy all of our sand because we need this good sand that I've got here on this hill for their septic systems so that these drain fields work, leach fields, whatever you want to call them, work properly. And I shouldn't have any problems whatsoever with, he said I shouldn't have any problems for many years. And that's where he stubbed it up for me. When I go to connect it to right over about there, I'll run the pipe kitty corner across from that stake by the blue chair to the left of the blue chair. And I'll come out on this side of the house and I've got maybe 5 feet, which is, I've got plenty of room. He put it right at the 5 feet mark, maybe 6 feet. And he said, you won't even have to put an elbow on. So I'll just have to have my quarter bubble drop, which is pretty much standard. And there's 2 hatches. There's one on this side with I believe this side has the filter. And then this one over here, you can barely see, it's pretty much covered up. And it was funny, I had these stakes set out and I almost had it I guessed, perfectly set up. And he just angled it for me. And I told him that I wanted to keep that road over there that goes around that side of those trees right there. And you can see the property line tape. And that way I can still drive around the whole acre. I've made a little clearing. It was perfect. This land was perfect. It literally goes behind that big tree and over there and then comes around. And then I've got a circular drive up there. And this part, I mean, look at the trees. Look at this. I'm surrounded by these gorgeous oak trees. And there's that sun. We just got the sunrise from that. But I'm surrounded literally. And then this part over here is literally like a park. And probably a guest cabin is going to go there in the future. Not sure yet exactly what's going to happen. But look at these trees. So the idea is the animals, I'll get some chickens and I'll have them in the back. Maybe a couple of goats, maybe a couple of pigs. Raise a couple of pigs every year. to be butchered so I can have some bacon, some pork chops. But this is a big deal right here. This is huge. And they even screwed these connector pipes to this last section so that when they backfill it, it doesn't accidentally knock it out. And they did a great job. I mean, absolutely fabulous. I was totally impressed. And so, get you close up there. And then goes down there, and then there's a pipe that connects to all of them. And then it's just water that comes out of the sludge, the actual waste itself stays in the tank, and bacteria, natural bacteria, just eats it. And you have to have it dumped every 3 to 5 years. And this is a cloth that keeps the sand out, but allows the temperature of the ground in the summertime to evaporate the water as it goes into the ground, and the ground naturally filters it. So, yeah, you can see where I was sitting last night. There's my impression on my butt. I got tired and had to sit down on the dirt. And I can't remember where I banged my ankle. There's no telling. They didn't run into any really big roots. There's these little ones, because roots can become a problem with the septic system. And I apologized to the trees. I said, I'm sorry. You're going to love living right here, this one right here especially. It's probably going to end up being the biggest tree in the yard because of the benefit of the fertilization of the human waste. And some people might think that's gross, but the grass will grow beautiful right here. This is going to be, it's why I've got the house on the slight angle. When I do build a front porch or just look out the window, the front section is going to be a little dining area / sitting area / kitchen, and then just a 10 by 10 approximately bedroom, and then a full bathroom. And simple. I'm not building the Taj Mahal. This out here is my living room. And I love it. And at night, oh my God, you can see the stars like you wouldn't believe. So I'm happy, and I'm tired, and my ankle hurts, and it's swollen. So for the next couple of days, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and get rested up. And I still have to, we're getting together the package to submit for the permit for the house. And rightfully so, they make you jump through a lot of hoops to make sure you're doing it right. And I'm having the plans professionally done and signed off on by an architect. And yeah, so, and then my son is going to live here with me, and we're going to make this work. And to God be the glory. And I'll just walk you around for a minute. I'm having to walk really, really gingerly. It feels a little bit better already, but man, I've got a little mark on my, you can see it right there, kind of, and I bumped it pretty good. So, yeah, ouch. Ouch. But this is the road, and there's the property line. Let me see if I can do this slow. That's the back of the acre. It's 143 wide by 303, I think, from here to the road. Because the property goes all the way to the road, believe it or not. And way up there, let me see if I can zoom in on that. That's the pump or the well house right there. My well is in there. Brand new power pole right behind those trees. And you can see that property line. Actually, I need to move it slightly. It's out of whack a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that until I put up a fence. And I'm not even going to put up a fence because I don't have a neighbor on my right or my left. I'm just going to mark it well in the corners. And if somebody moves in, then I'll put up some kind of a fence. And then I'll probably put up a back fence eventually. Because I plan on having the animals in this area right here. And here again is the road, goes around like this. And then I've got that corner I can have animals in. And then I'll have to have, them secure in that area. And I might get a couple of goats. Promised my granddaughter, who's 12, that I would get a couple of goats. And I was going to name one of them Sam and one of them Billy. Her name's Samantha. So, and I haven't decided, what kind of goats to get. I don't, I hear you can eat goat, but they're going to be basically pets. And they'll go in here and clean all this up for the most part. And you can see that lightning has hit this tree. That's what those marks are right there. See the black? It hit the top of the tree and traveled all the way down and came out the bottom. There's another one with the same thing over there. I could do a controlled burn once I get all of these lower limbs trimmed, but I'm not going to risk setting everything on fire around here. I mean, look at the woods behind me. There are 3 acres. Someone apparently owns the one straight back there, but the one directly behind me, which is that way, nobody is there, and nobody is at that acre. Nobody is right next to me that way, and nobody is right next to me that way. So it's literally like living on 6 acres. So that's why I'm not going to put a fence up right away. And I'm just going to let I'm going to put the pins up and, with the proper distance. You have to be so many feet from the property line and blah, blah, blah. This area over here may become some kind of a barn slash boathouse slash whatever. And the idea that I don't plan on having a big boat. I just want a small boat and trailer. And I was thinking that because there's the robins right there. Let me see if I can get them real quick for you. Yeah, there they are. They've flown in because of the cold weather, I've been told. And they hop around, they sit there. There's 3 of them. And they're hungry. See? So they're eating all the bugs. They've flown in from up north. They kind of act like chickens. It's kind of interesting to watch. Oh, I just got spooked. Anyway, I don't want this to be too long. I know I've been dropping a lot of videos on you guys. But yeah, this will probably be some kind of like boathouse slash workshop slash I'm retired, bored, and want to tinker, and I've thought about starting to build furniture. Like I'd like to build rocking chairs. And who knows, if I get good at it, um, maybe I'll go to a flea market on a Saturday and sell them or sell them online. I don't know. But, each one unique, and carve them and stain them and, use all oak or whatever. I got a squirrel over there in the little tree line that's in the middle of the circular drive. But yeah, here's where I'm staying, and it's comfortable. I got one of those nice memory foam mattresses and made my own bed frame the right height off the thing, and put a desk in the nose cone in the front. It's like acting as a kitchen / work desk. And when it's raining, I can go in there and, you know, watch things online. And I've got a little tablet that I use, so I don't just have to look at my phone screen. And then I got a little barbecue grill. This is their grease shirt. Ew, when they were greasing the machine. Let's go ahead and we'll burn that too, shall we? I'm sure it'll burn. That's too bad. That's a cool t-shirt. This is a mess right here. I think the kitty cats went after the Wendy's leftovers. I really want to burn that. That's bothering my OCD. So I got to be careful with my right foot. That's the one that kind of got a sprained ankle. So yeah, I'll light that up once that's gone. And that is covered. But it has to pass inspection this morning. I was told that he will be here sometime this morning. I have no idea when. I asked him if he needed me to call him when he showed up. He said no. They'll take care of that. And anyway, let's do this. There we go. The hand. This stuff is super fine and super powdery, and it's incredible. This sand. I mean, you could make concrete out of that, no problem. And remnants of yesterday's work. It took them from about, I think they got here about 12:30, and I think he finished at 10 o'clock at night. He brought lights out, and I pulled my truck over, and I was helping as best I could. You know, I wanted to help, even though I'm paying them to do it. I wanted to be able to say, I put the septic system in, which I did not. They did it, and they did a great job. And there's the beast truck. I need a front tire. I noticed just the other day I need another tire. And it's about due for an oil change. And this is the area that later on, like I said, we'll probably add a guest cabin, and that's where my son's gonna live. And then after that, I told Robert I want to make this a place that's really cool, where the family, we've got a really cool family. And I really want to make it so that they want to come see me. And then I can take them out on the boat and show them the St. Johns River, sit out here and have a fire and a barbecue. And then at night, they've got a free place to stay instead of these outrageous prices in Florida for hotels these days. And so I got to pipe water. I want to take the water all the way back, and I'm thinking about running it. One idea is trench from that side, the left side, all the way down, straight down, like in the middle of the road. And obviously, once it gets covered up, and it'll be fine, and I'll know where it is. And if there's ever a leak or a problem, it won't be right up against the fence, you know. And I got to pick that up. Somebody dumped on that property prior to me buying this land. Those are like Venetian metal blinds. I got to get that picked up. It's bothering me. This is a really cool pine tree. And this tree grew into it. Check this out. This is like a little scrub oak or whatever. And look how it grew in between the limbs. And look at that. That's incredible. So, yeah. And this one here looks like it needs to come down, unfortunately. Not a lot of foliage on it. I don't know, it might be okay. It's starving for sunlight. That's why it took off and went that way. Trying to get some of that. They're all, in the canopy here, they're all fighting for the sun. That's it's like a solar system, you know, when you think about it. They need that photosynthesis. And there's my squirrel. There he is. He's having a good old time. What's up, Mr. Squirrel? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Yeah. Oh man, he's jumping from limb to limb. I don't know if you can see him or not. That's awesome. But yeah, this is completely almost, you know, look at the sun. Right there coming through. It's almost completely canopied. And that's great for my son. He's got a skin condition that the sun really affects him in a bad way. And that's another story, but we'll leave that alone. He's a good boy. He's a good son. He's I love him with all my heart. I'm a handful. He's a handful. Aren't we all a handful? And I'm going to leave this up here natural. The property does go beyond this tape all the way to the road. But I think this will become like a little parking area. Like if someone in the family or a friend shows up in an RV, I've already been packing this area down. And this may become a place where someone could come and visit and park their RV right here. And it's big enough that they could go like right in here. So, and they would, you know, I'll clear the little bit of the little trees up there, and they could be right in here and come and go as they please and go explore Florida while they're on vacation in their RV. And this other spot right in front of the well, I'm going to leave it the way it is for the same reason. And it can be parking for someone in a little smaller RV. And here's the road. Literally, that stake right there by the road is the property line. right there, that one, right by the road. So the property from there to the next stake, all the way down there, you can barely see it. That's 143 feet. And then from this stake all the way to that back corner I showed you, there's the new power pole, is 300 feet. So basically it's a football field. And I had this driveway almost perfect, and he had to bring his big truck in here, and he had to do it. You know, I'm not upset or anything. And I have to get this smoothed out again because I'm going to put like a crushed rock driveway on this really sandy part out front right here in case an emergency vehicle or whatever needs to come in. You know, a fire truck or an ambulance, whatever, God forbid. And then I'm going to have a gate right there. Probably enough I'm going to leave enough room so that when I pull off the road with my trailer, with my boat behind me, or the white trailer over there, which in the future could be used for just going on camping trips because I'm literally turning it into an RV. And the bed is not fixed. I can remove the bed. I made it so I could strap the mattress against the wall, and I built a simple bed frame underneath it. And I can either remove it or strap it against the wall, and then I can load supplies in it and use it for utility as well. That was the idea behind that. And we could sell it at the end or keep it, or who knows, you know, whatever makes the most sense financially, that's what we'll do. But right where this stake is right here, and right across here to approximately that stake, that line you're seeing there represents, I'm going to put up a real simple fence, and I haven't decided what kind. And it's going to follow that tape, that orange tape, and it's going to leave this to be natural behind it, which becomes, you know, privacy. When someone drives by, they'll kind of be able to look in here and go, and that I've cleaned that out, but that will grow back and fill in as time goes along. I left that side too, and then the house will be behind it. You'll kind of be able to see it, but you kind of won't. And gates and fences are like locks. They're for honest people. And, you know, if a thief wants to get in, they can get in. They can hop your fence. They can break your lock. But if I wanted to, I could clear this out right here. This is a pretty good size area too. And this line right here is my correction to this. So it's actually needs to be over here. And it goes straight to the other stake by the road again. So that's just a visual for me that when I do the fence, I actually put this too far over. It's tough sighting through all the trees and everything. It really is. And I don't want to put a fence anywhere on these people's property, this acre, because, you know, in the future I could have neighbors. And I don't want to have to move my fence because I put it in the wrong spot. So I'm probably going to, if I do put up a fence, kind of just a decorative, hey, this is my property, you know, posted, no trespassing, private property, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be this gigantic fence, you know, and it's not going to be a barricade fence. This is Florida. If a hurricane comes and just blows it down, what good is that? It'll be an open style fence, maybe metal mesh, just like the fence that's out there. across the street. Only thing is, I don't want barbed wire. You know, I don't want kids to. You know, I remember when I was a kid, we there was barbed wire fences we'd have to crawl through, and you get cut on your back or stomach or your leg. Just I don't want a kid to get hurt just because they're curious about what's inside here. You know, or an animal. I want it to be natural. I want it to be free flowing. You know, and as it grows and probably put some kind of shrubbery and flowers maybe. And I thought this spot right here, because really the circular drive goes this way. So this part right in here, a big triangle, is another place where someone could pull in, they could back in, with an RV. I'd just have to trim a little bit of these, the dead limbs anyway. And they could back an RV, or I could build another guest cottage cabin. And I'm talking small, nothing major. I'm talking like 16 by 16, just for when family or friends visit. They got a place to sleep, no kitchen or nothing like that. I'll probably build some kind of a shared outdoor kitchen, over by maybe where the big piece of equipment is, or where the trailer is. I don't know, but really that's going to be the back of the house where the trailer is, and that'll be the garden. And then the front part, that's going to be like the front yard. So something to look at, sit on the front porch in a rocking chair and play my guitar and wait to go home. But yeah, man, this is it. And it drains, it slopes down this way. It's perfect. It doesn't flood when it rains. We're about to get a pretty good rain. I think about 8 o'clock tonight, they're saying it's going to be 82% chance. That big line of thunderstorms is going to come right on through Florida. It's up there hitting Mississippi and Alabama and beyond right now. It's coming our way tonight. I can feel it in the air. Once you get acclimated to Florida, you can tell when storms are coming. And well, anyway, that's the big ball of wax, as some people say. I hope you enjoyed I try to be entertaining. I try to be funny. That reminds me of a joke. Whenever I used to say that, I said, I try to be funny, but looks aren't everything. Anyway, I'm tired, guys. It was so much excitement. It wore me out. I like the way he did this. This is like the top dirt. You can tell the difference. See the different color? That yellow sand over there is the good stuff. This is the top dirt. And he said that, there'll be a little bit of a mound here, but as it rains, it will flatten out and be perfect.